You know what? Like that's the good thing here in Canada. I think this is one of the easiest countries to assimilate with without the judgment is not as bad compared to other countries. As Filipinos like me talking about my Filipino roots, I think it's an easy.
They welcome it.
Yeah, they welcome it. They're very accommodating here.
Admittedly, I'm
Yeah.
like ignorant to like besides celebrating the foundation of Canada, like the Confederation of Canada. I don't know anything about it, but I tried to research. So I asked like AI to like summarize like how Canada became to be.
Okay.
And since we're Filipinos, I asked AI to do it in a gossiping manner. So, what are we gonna name this shit? Happy Canada Day,
Yes, sir.
which was formerly
not even
known
wearing
as
red. I was-
Happy Dominion Day, is it?
Happy Dominion Day.
Yeah,
Oh, good thing they call it Happy Canada Day.
that was
Like
when,
why Dominion?
That was when Canada was awarded as a separate dominion.
It's been a while since I heard the word
Dominion.
Dominion.
Yeah,
I know Domino,
Domino's.
like Domino's Pizza,
Dominion expansion.
but Dominion
Miyawichi Tenkai.
was the name of the holiday come from.
Yeah. Anyways,
1867.
You got OCP in the background.
Not
working his-
MIA.
Not MIA today. Working
Woo.
his magic
Good
with
then.
his sticky finger. You got Edmund here.
You got me 2X.
And happy Canada Day, guys.
That's right. What episode 32? Right,
32.
32.
Falling on July 1st.
Yes.
Yeah. So, admittedly, Canada Day is just another holiday to me.
Why?
Well, I don't really know of Canada's history.
You don't actually look forward to it?
I'm looking forward for the holiday.
Yeah, for the day off.
For the day off, but like I don't really get what we are celebrating during Canada Day. But then like as we've like mentioned before, we'd want to assimilate, right?
Yeah.
So what do you know about like what do we really celebrate on Canada Day?
Well, we celebrate the formation of Canada,
Okay.
and that's the only thing I actually know. Because I'm all about the happenings, the party, the fireworks. Because before, that's the only time you're gonna be seeing fireworks here in Canada.
Okay.
Is
Like
on
anywhere
Canada
or
Day.
here in Winnipeg?
Well, here in, because I don't think I've celebrated Canada Day in a different province.
No, I mean, do you know of like any other cities or
Like big,
provinces that's doing like
a big firework, like big
like a fireworks display, like say New Year's. Apparently,
before.
that's because in the Philippines, like New Year's, we do we do fireworks, but it's mostly
firecrackers.
firecrackers. It's mostly about the noise.
That's right.
Here in the West, they are leaning towards the display
Yeah.
of the fireworks, right?
A light show.
And I know the US does fireworks on July 4th
Yes.
and New Year's. Like say somewhere in the capital, do they do like fireworks displays for New Year's?
Here?
Like besides Canada
No,
Day?
I don't remember.
No.
Like this, I'm talking about long time ago. But recently, there's some fireworks now here.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, you know what? There's actually more fireworks when it's Diwali. If I'm not mistaken, the Festival of Lights for the East Indians.
Yeah.
Am I right? So yeah, especially where I live, you can see a lot of fireworks because I get annoyed because my dogs are they're pissed. They're scared and they're upset when there's a lot of fireworks.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I don't look forward to because of my dogs. They get scared of fireworks.
Okay. So
This sounds like some anime shit here.
Which one?
What is
Diwali?
Diwali?
Diwali celebrates the victory of Lord Krishna's destruction of the
Well,
demon
apparently-
Naraka.
Apparently that's where the Avengers got their inspiration
From
from Indian deities.
oh
No, just kidding. So, admittedly, I'm
Yeah.
like ignorant to like besides celebrating the foundation of Canada, like the Confederation of Canada. I don't know anything about it, but I tried to research. So I asked like AI to like summarize like how Canada became to be.
Okay.
And since we're Filipinos, I asked AI to do it in a gossiping manner.
Okay. Okay. Hit me.
So,
You actually memorize it? You don't have a cheat sheet?
nah,
Wow. Look at this guy.
don't need a cheat sheet for a good story.
Okay. All right.
So, like you know Eli 5. Explain like I'm 5.
What?
ELI 5.
ELI5.
Yeah. When you're trying to like ask for something to be simplified for you.
Is that a
say,
computer thing?
That's an internet thing.
Internet thing?
So
ELI5.
pretty much you pretty much say
I'm
can
gonna
somebody Eli 5
this statement.
this thing to me.
Okay.
So instead of Eli 5 like explain this to me like I love gossip,
Okay.
which I do.
ELI5.
So it was the French who had Canada first.
Yes.
And then they lost the war against Great Britain.
Is
Um,
French Napoleon
I guess.
like Bonaparte? Right. Yeah, I think it's
don't-
French.
I'm not sure about the dates, but they were the ones who were like having custody of Canada. When the English defeated the French, they took control of Canada. Now there's like a region of Canada who wants to keep the traditions of the French.
Okay.
So this is lower Canada, which has become what we know of Quebec.
The capital.
And then the English is Upper Canada, which is what we know now today as Ontario.
Okay.
So they're like roomies. They're
Yeah.
like roommates. Upper
Like
Canada.
where are we in this situation? In this
Well,
equation?
there's no Manitoba yet.
There's
I
no
guess.
okay.
That I'm not. All I had to like look up was Canada Day because it's
Okay.
Canada Day, not Manitoba Day. So
Yeah.
might be sad, but anyways. So Upper Canada was
Ontario.
what we know of now as Ontario.
Yeah.
You know when there's two people that have a living arrangement but they're not compatible with each other. They're gonna
Okay.
get annoyed with each other. Upper Canada is the uptight traditional guy, whereas he wants to like limit the spending, he wants to tighten the budget,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then
The
Lower Canada is the
The fun.
flamboyant
Okay.
roommate.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
They're having problems with each other. Now, Mommy Great Britain, who like
Right.
owns Canada,
Momsh.
is having problems
The queen.
because of the rambling, like the quarreling roommates.
Yeah. Like she's the mediator.
Yes. He's the landlord.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
So now, American Revolution happens. Neighbors down south is starting their revolution against the landlord.
okay.
They're like
Oh,
in a
because
separate room.
are they part of the British too before?
Yeah.
What's under Quebec or Ontario? What state? New York. Am I right?
Okay.
Yeah, New York.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, because they're the biggest. Wait, New York's not really the biggest, but they're the most the tech hub, the business hub. Oh, I'm not really sure.
Now, yes. And I guess that's where the ports were before.
Yeah.
I'm basing off of what I know of the States. But anyways, so the two roommates getting scared of getting into war with
Civil
our
war.
our neighbors from the south are forced to cooperate with each other. Now, it's mostly Upper Canada who's like scared. Lower Canada is kind of admiring. No,
Oh.
they're kind of admiring the American Revolution and their pursuit of freedom from the landlord.
Okay.
They're secretly admiring it.
Yeah.
But
But they joined forces.
they cooperated with each other, and the landlord thought that it would be a less expensive solution for them to be given their own like their own control of their own country. That's when Canada was founded, or they were given dominion, their own control of their own dominion.
Oh, okay. And that's how US too. their
No,
own-
US is separate, like a whole separate thing.
Okay, yeah, they've always been separated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that
So that's
simplified story. Eli 5
that's
story.
how I know about it now. And then, like moving towards present day Canada, now there's a lot of roommates from
know.
all over the world.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I owe it to Canada to like know of the history of them. But before that, before this episode, I
You
never
didn't
really
look into it.
I didn't never really looked into it.
See, now you
Yes.
know more than I do. I don't really research it.
Yeah.
Play
I
them.
didn't really like
I'm just
research
more
it.
for the fun.
I just prompted it on
Right.
AI.
But that's still something to understand
Yeah.
and actually dissect, right? And plus,
Yeah.
is that how AI shared the story to you, like roommates and? Oh, okay.
I did it like an alternative version. Summarize the history of Canada's confederation in a ghetto manner.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the homies are rolling up, stuff like that. That's
Oh,
how
that's
it
how,
goes.
okay.
Yeah.
You should have a script.
I
It's-
used
it's like
it
a
on
storytelling.
I used it on my like the native AI on Google.
I do have that.
Gemini.
Gemini. Is it good? Or is
I
it
don't
still
know. I don't really use AI
Yeah.
that much.
Oh, okay. That's very interesting because right now it sticks. I like those kind of like stories. It sticks better if you use like neighbors and landlords. That's
You
better.
know why?
Why?
Because it's gossip.
Yeah. It's more entertaining that way.
Yeah.
Instead of you giving me dates, different dates.
I was trying to
and-
research too much dates.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't get
Yeah,
into it.
that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Remembering the dates and the actual the story, like the factual story. Sometimes you don't even care about it. You just want the basic ones,
The meat.
important, the meat and potatoes.
Wasn't there like an internet show where there's this the concept was there's this thug who summarizes
Internet
classic
show?
novels.
I think that's
The ghetto
I think that's on TikTok.
in YouTube.
That
no,
guy.
that's not.
No, in YouTube,
No,
right?
it's not in TikTok. And it's not even in YouTube as well. It's like one of those internet those websites back in the day that was separate from YouTube. Which is their own like not production company, but you know what I mean, right?
Aren't you
You
talking
know-
about epic rap battles?
No.
Okay.
It's
You see
like
the one that's sitting in front of a fireplace?
yeah, and he just I
Ghetto
forgot
di-
what the show
ghetto-
is. That was a funny
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, so because I was iffy when you were suggesting this, but it's the perfect day to put it out because
Yeah, because
it's gonna fall
it fell.
on
Yeah,
Canada Day.
that's right. That's
But-
why I remember it.
But like, what do you want to talk about? When that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, we're gonna talk about. Do we look forward to Canada Day every year? Of course, it's a day off.
It's a day off.
holiday. Like, but besides that,
What else can
What
we
else?
talk about?
right? So I felt like we owe it to Canada, who welcomed us open arms.
That's right. But there's a lot of changes since we moved here.
Yes, there is.
Big,
but
significant changes.
are you down bad? Do you want to go back to a third world country instead?
Sometimes we think about that.
Third world
Especially
country.
now, yeah. Especially
Okay.
now that I'm sorting out my taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, how much tax are we paying? And then like this is a story like from weeks ago. So we went
Mm.
to our family doctor because we wanna get checked up, right? That's
Yeah.
the reason why. And I wanna get an MRI done because
Mm-hmm.
my back is hurting. My wife has migraine like once in a while,
Mm-hmm.
and like yeah, we just want to do it like just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Considering I work in the healthcare field before, right? I
Yeah.
want to know what's going on with my body.
Mm-hmm.
And then like my doctor, my family doctors rejecting the idea of us getting MRI done and just suggesting something else. Like just
Yes.
writing a journal, when did you get a headache? And then I'm trying to, because before with my family doctor, whatever I tell him, okay, I want to
Mm-hmm.
get this shit done, like give me a prescription. And he does
Okay.
it. And now I think he's changing. And I want to tell him like, you know how much we pay for our taxes?
How long have you been a citizen?
Since 2014, 2015?
2014, 2015?
14 or 15?
Close to a decade?
Yeah,
So I guess that makes you white enough already.
I know. But yeah, like no,
Yeah.
comparing to the people that's born here,
Yeah.
I I'm just talking aloud, right? I'm just thinking
Yeah.
out loud.
I mean, okay, yeah.
But
Go
I
off. Go
yeah,
off.
so I'm just
Feel your feels.
I'm just upset
Yeah.
and pissed because I'm paying this much tax. And if I tell you how much tax I'm paying, you might feel the same way too. And now you're asking me, do I want to go back to a third world country? Maybe.
Feel your feels.
So
Go
yeah,
ahead.
but yeah, it's very annoying that how much does an MRI cost, right? Like you're waiting for something bad to happen so that you're gonna be able to check yourself out.
Okay, look at the camera. Say Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day, everyone.
Remember when we were talking about like he's gonna be the pro, I'm gonna be like the ignorant one.
It's the other way around. It's the rantings of an old
Yeah.
man.
I mean, I get you though. I get you, but I just have this notion of yeah, that's a big downside. But what um like what are the benefits of staying here in Canada that you feel like is getting outweighed by your gripes right now?
The
Ooh,
benefits?
gripes.
The cripes.
That's a deep word there.
The big brain on Brad.
um
Okay, let's not use gripes. Plight.
plight.
Well,
the
I can
plight.
share real quick on your question there, because like
An answer, or you're gonna add to his
no,
question?
an answer basically. Well, not answer, but
Okay,
it's
go
just a
ahead, go
quick
ahead.
story.
Go.
Because like I was in that
Feel your feels.
I was in that area the same way as 2X is feeling,
Mhm.
right? It's like, like where are all our stuff going into? This is such a waste. And we just had dinner over the weekend. It was our cousin's birthday,
Mhm.
and I liked his story how here in Canada or being in a first world country, right, where you just need to work and you get your paycheck, and you'd be able to immediately buy, let's say, an electric fan.
That's the conservative talking point. They use the term pulling up yourself by the bootstraps.
Yeah.
Whereas just work hard, you'll get somewhere.
Yeah, you'll get
But-
something.
Like the way he was saying it, right? Because in the Philippines, you get your pay, but you can't immediately buy for it because those appliances or whatever are expensive.
Expensive.
You put aside
You don't have
money, you
credit
save
card.
it, and probably in 3 months' time or whatever, that's when you can afford this certain thing that you actually need, right? So hearing that story again actually, gave you like a fresh breath of air. It's like, you know what? He's sort of
The perspective.
yeah
Wait, I wouldn't
changed
say.
perspective again.
I wouldn't say it's a perspective you lost because you moved here young. Yes, you got an idea of the expenses there, but you never had the idea of spending the money that you earned hard.
Yeah, the hardships of earning that money too.
I get your point that it's our money. We're putting too much into taxes. I
Yeah.
get that. But that's why I was asking, like, for you to get to that point, you might be losing sight of the benefits of staying
Staying
here.
here.
It's either you're losing sight of it, or you feel like the price that you
taking
pay
into-
is too much already for
Yeah.
the benefits that you're not getting the value of the benefits of staying here.
Because whatever he's saying earlier, that's how I feel before in the past.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm making this much money, when I'm
Yeah.
paying this much tax. But now that we're at this stage, but you still feel that you get treated the same way, which is I think that's the benefit here in Canada, that you get to eat in the same place as
Mm-hmm.
a six-figure earner,
Mm-hmm.
or as even a seven-figure earner. You can eat at the same place. You can eat the same type of food.
Mm-hmm.
But now, it's just like I'm on the other side of the fence, that I want to have a little bit of benefit.
So you're saying if you have more, if you're paying more into contributing into the country, you should be entitled to like a higher tier of benefits.
Services, yes.
Okay.
Which sounds bad.
Maybe
But,
if Canada
yeah.
was like an airline.
You know what? That's why I wish
Yeah.
for health, because right now, like, that's my issue is healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Because healthcare is a big problem in Canada.
Yes.
I know people, like a lot of people, don't like the idea of semi-private.
What does semi-private mean?
Educate our young viewers.
If you want to go, like, for example, in Vancouver, I can be mistaken, but I think in
Mhm.
Vancouver or in British Columbia, they're semi-private with their healthcare.
Okay, so you got
So,
options.
Yeah, you got options. If you want to have a faster treatment, you can pay.
You can opt to pay.
Yeah, you can opt to pay.
Ah, okay.
It depends on which hospital you're going to go to.
Mm-hmm.
In Alberta, they're pushing for that.
Okay.
In Manitoba, I'm not sure what the plan is, but I think that's the plan in the future for healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
is to have semi-private, which I think it sucks for retired people, because they work their asses off all their life,
Mm-hmm.
and now suddenly, now that they're retired, there's an option to pay. But now that they don't earn as much as they do before, they're stuck with the usual healthcare,
Mm.
because
Okay.
like what they're getting from their pension is just this amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which
would
sucks.
they did not take into account into budgeting their retirement, like their retirement funds. It didn't consider the amount of paying for private medical care.
Yeah.
If you turn back the clock though, like the healthcare they received, relatively speaking, there wasn't a lot of people compared to now though.
Yeah.
So,
Here.
I guess there wasn't that big of a problem for universal healthcare before
Yeah.
compared to now.
It's only when they open up the doors of immigration, I think.
Yes, which sometimes I feel like it's too much too soon,
Yeah.
but I haven't like really read into it. All I know about it is I tell our friends that if you want to leave, the time is now. That's all I know about that.
Leave Canada or leave for Canada?
Philippines. Leave for Canada.
Oh, okay.
Because
But yeah.
it's getting harder. And like the friends that I know of, I'm telling them of like the same process that I went through. Not
Yeah.
the quicker ones, because they want to live with their families.
That's
They
right.
don't want to spend that much money.
Yeah.
But then the process that I did, like there's too many applicants now for the process that I went through. The competition's getting harder. So
You know, is there a happy immigrant day? There's no such
Mm.
thing, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
I think there should be.
That's every Friday.
Not every Friday.
That's every payday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just one day of immigrants thanking Canada for welcoming us.
Mm.
Because besides all that bullshit that I'm talking about earlier,
Mm.
that's just my own plight. Did I use that correctly? That's
You are
my,
having the white plight.
like my own dilemma.
Yeah.
My own dilemma with what's going on. But
Well,
is there such thing?
I don't know, but it says December 18th is International Migrants Day.
Where though? Like that's
In Canada, it
all
says
over
Canada.
the world.
It says international though.
Yeah,
so
that's why I feel like it's
Oh,
all
okay.
over the world. Yeah.
It's a good problem to have for myself, I think.
Yeah.
But it's just a problem that I can't fix.
But yeah, I get you though. I'm just like the person who's like happy to be here.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm happy to be here.
I mean, yes, you are happy to be
Yeah.
here, but are you gradually losing the happiness? Because
Yeah.
you're putting in more. Like, the longer you've stayed here, you've put more. Like, each year, gradually, like, increasing. But then
Yeah.
what you're getting back, you feel like you're not getting the same amount or a fair amount to what you've contributed.
Yeah.
That's
my
what
only-
you're
yeah.
saying, right?
Yeah.
That's
Especially
why-
healthcare. Like I said, the healthcare is my main
Mm-hmm.
problem. Like, isn't prevention better than cure?
That's why family doctors are prevalent here. That's what, from my understanding, like there's GP isn't like a relative term here. GP is pretty much family doctors,
Yeah.
but with the addition of managing your community or your set of patients.
what is a GP?
General practice? General practitioner.
Physician? No,
Whereas in the Philippines, if you pass the boards, you're a doctor already. You don't have a specialization. You're at the base. Like in MMOs, first job, second, and then you specialize to second job,
Yeah.
third job, or whatever, right? That's GP.
You're like an
First job.
acolyte.
Yes.
super novice.
So, family doctors are that, and then before you get to the point where you're gonna have procedures, those next level treatments, they're trying to prevent the causes first by looking at the root problems, and then they escalate your case once it needs to be escalated. But I think again, it's a case of too much too soon.
Yeah.
Whereas the whole network of the universal healthcare is on a strain right now.
Yeah.
Is
It
there a
needs to be overhauled.
is there a reason why most of the time doctors don't want to, what's the word, like refer you to this?
It costs money.
Is it?
Yeah, it costs money.
Think of it this way: who budgets the money? Like the landlord, right?
Yeah.
Or like mommy or daddy. And then, like say there's 13 kids. Who's gonna ask, oh, I need this right now for this thing. And then they're gonna choose who contributes more or who's important or
Yeah.
whatever. That's how the healthcare budgeting works.
Thank you for explaining it to me.
It's
Iron
the
Five.
daddy who decides who's gonna get treatment
Yeah, the
first.
priority, right?
Yes.
But it doesn't. But it's free, right? Like for example, getting that
It's-
MRI
Well,
test.
someone
is
has
it
to
covered
pay for it.
Well, no, is it
Somebody
covered for by our healthcare?
Yes.
per se?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So like say
If you have a prescription,
our
a referral.
our province has only this amount of budget, they're gonna have to allocate it the whole year or some period or whatever.
So is that why doctors don't really want to do it? Because they're trying
It's
to?
not that they really don't want to do it.
They
They
might get in
can't do
trouble
it.
too. They might get into trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, so they...
Even if they escalate it, they might get pushed back or rejected. Oh, we can't do this right now. You're gonna have to do it on 2 years ahead budget or whatever.
They'll get a slap on the hand and like, hey,
Well, it's a
stop.
very
Not
it's a
really.
very complicated situation our healthcare, because like if you think about it, it's not just family doctor, right? Imagine we have urgent care, we have emerge. How much do they spend? That's gonna be taken off the budget. That's why family doctors, like walk-in clinics, they have the least the least amount of budgets because everything's going to the urgent ones, the emergency cases.
Every time they say emerge, I feel like it's a club.
Because they have their own lingo, right, in the
Yeah.
healthcare
Emergency,
field.
emergency.
Yeah. When I hear emerge, I feel like that's the vibes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the downside of universal
Universal health.
healthcare or public healthcare, where um you only have this amount that you can spend, and then like think of it this way: you're a doctor, you'd want to help your patient,
Yeah, you want to help everyone.
but there's only this much that you can do.
Yeah. And that we don't know what their criteria is.
What do you
That's
mean?
why
Like who qualifies for?
yeah, to qualify for a referral. Let's say if today, let's say I have 10 patients, like you said earlier, if I have 10 patients
Mhm.
that needs an MRI, like who's gonna be qualified to actually get the referral, right? So that's the thing.
So it's pretty much like a triage in the
Yeah.
emergency, right? Who needs it more urgently, right?
In emergency, that they have a triage, but as a family doctor, that's the problem.
No, I mean I'm just comparing
Compare the two.
The two. Whereas you want an MRI,
Yeah.
and then there's one that also wants an MRI, but he's gonna die if
Yeah,
they
he's
don't get to.
older.
So he
Yeah.
jumps the line, right?
Yeah.
I get that, but then you, as a tax-paying citizen, I get your gripes too. That how come I can't afford
Yeah.
to like get this? Like I have the right, but I'm not.
Eligible, right?
You're eligible.
Yeah, I'm
You're
eligible,
gonna be
but,
eligible, but
how come it's not granted to me?
yes, immediately. What would be like the gripe? What would be the pushback to like having semi-private or like having options for
The
medical health
pushback?
providers? Yeah.
Well, for the problem is everyone wants to work there. Like for example, nurses, because that's the problem why they're not pushing it. Because if it's a semi-private hospital, for example,
Mm-hmm.
why would they go to a public hospital?
Now you're talking in the perspective of
A healthcare worker?
Healthcare worker.
Yeah.
How about like just implementing it? Cause I don't like me personally. I'm not seeing any downside to having options.
I think it's gonna be politics too. The politics is a big, one the
Yeah,
biggest
I
one.
mean, yeah.
Everybody wants to. I think they want to do it, but there's gonna be a lot of problems socially, especially with other people.
Like, what would be like the certain social reason for it?
For example, like what I mentioned earlier, if I'm retired now but I can't afford to go in a semi-private, I'm gonna be having a problem with the government, right? Because like I don't. The problem right now is I'm retired. I don't have money, but I worked my ass off my whole years. But the thing is,
Okay.
right now I don't have money in my bank account because I used it for something else. So that can be. And now,
Okay.
socially, this is not right. But now, why did you just started to do this now? Like, why did you do this like before? So that can be a problem too.
I get that, but you can think of it this way too. Like, say, I can pay for private healthcare.
Yeah.
I can't. The people who can pay, they're gonna
You-
go
you
straight there.
ahead.
The pool's gonna get
Shorter.
smaller,
Yeah, smaller.
shorter, right? You can look at it that way. So I'm thinking of like the people who's gonna implement it.
Yeah.
What would be the reason for them to
To not.
implement it, or at least even look at it? For sure, they're looking
Yeah.
at it.
I think like for me, I think the biggest problem is politics. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the.
Yeah, politics.
Yeah, it's always politics.
all I'm like baffled about it is, of course, there's gonna be like one side is gonna be about like their reasoning for pushing it is it's better to have options, and then the other side who's saying no, I want to know their reason to
Yeah.
of course, it's gonna be politics. It's gonna be them who's
Yeah.
implementing
But
it.
we just want to know too, like what the
Like
reason.
what would be the press release
Yeah.
reason? Like we don't have
Is it
to get.
implementation? Is it hard to implement it? I don't know.
Of course, it's gonna
It's
be a
gonna be
budget
hard.
thing again, for sure. That's why, um, in the States, it's still like it might be expensive, but for sure you're gonna get the best
Yeah.
care.
That's right.
And then my wife's gonna watch medical dramas from Canada.
Is there like medical dramas?
There's some. Depends on the network that you're gonna watch it from. And then all I think about is, how come they're in surgery already? Why aren't they waiting?
Yeah, why aren't they? It's funny, like those show. It's all about the medical field, but there's not much Filipino staff there. There's not
That's
much
what they
Filipino
said,
cast. They
yeah.
should have a Filipino cast.
Isn't there like a clip from whatever show or if it is show where this nurse was complaining about things, and then when she gets to the floor or the lobby or whatever, her coworker said, "You shouldn't be like that, because if are you that prepared to lose your job? Because a 4'9" Filipino lady is ready to replace you immediately
Yeah.
if you keep being
Mm.
like that."
A 4'9" Filipina lady who's just happy to be there and then bust her ass off, pretty much. Especially if they're
tita.
gonna be sending remittances.
I know the because they know how life is back home in the Philippines,
Yes.
and comparing it here, it's still nothing.
Yep.
I think as we become more Canadian, we become more susceptible to complaints, like how good of our life is compared back home.
Yeah, that's what I tell my coworkers when they like start talking about how disgusting a thing is, or like say when I got this cut, they're saying, "Oh, go ahead and like wash it or whatever." Look at you, first worlder. That's what I.
In the film, it's like you're bleeding already, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
you still have to keep going on with your job.
We have the same running joke in our circle of friends.
Mm.
Just experience having benefits and now you're so soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this first worlder. Like somebody's complaining about traffic. Look at you.
I know.
You want to tell everyone that the tetanus story again to the viewers since it wasn't recorded earlier?
So yeah, I was working earlier. I was pulling up a metal strap, like it's used to like bundle up a pipe, like to hold it together. Then I was like pulling it,
Because you're going for a shortcut. Is that a shortcut?
No, no.
Why the accident happened?
I miscalculated like the force to pull it
Okay.
from. So I pulled it, it snapped back. It made a small slice on the side of my head, and then I felt like liquid over here. It was really
Like
hot on the area that I was working at. I thought it was sweat. I checked, it was like red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, did you have to go to
okay, I'm
like the
bleeding.
clinic or something?
No.
Oh, your company doesn't have it?
No.
Like a first aid? You have to
No.
sit down.
I just put a band-aid on it.
It's hard. It's hard to put a band
Yeah,
if
it's not
around your
sticking.
scalp. Yeah.
Everybody, especially that I have hair here. So everybody that saw it, oh, there's like a band-aid stuck to the side of your head, right? They thought it was somebody just put it there,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
then I
but
didn't know.
They didn't know that you had an accident?
Oh no, I know about it. I was the one who put it there.
Yeah.
So I told them
Did you get a tetanus shot though?
I don't need it. Apparently.
Because it's
It's
still
good.
in that 10 years or something.
Yep,
Oh.
still there. Yep, safe.
Does it have to be rusty to get tetanus, or is it anything?
I'm not
regarded to
really sure.
No.
Like our perception of tetanus is like from rust, right?
From rust. Or even like dog bites, right?
Oh really?
Isn't that rabies though?
No, well, if your dog has anti-rabies shot and you have a anti-tetanus shot, it's gonna be perfect. Like you don't have to worry about it. But sometimes
Ah,
if the dog doesn't have anti-rabies and you have a tetanus shot, you're kind of okay. You're on the
so I guess it's generally like dirt or
Yeah.
infection. Okay.
but we have this.
My wife's,
Yeah, look it up.
My wife's gonna get
If
mad.
it's like, what's the
What-
correlation of rust and
what causes tetanus? My wife's gonna get mad.
why?
Don't you know about this already?
Yeah, but you guys talked about it, right? about the accident, the mishap at work?
No, I mean
Or she
not
didn't know?
not knowing about what could cause tetanus besides rust.
Yeah. The spores,
Don't you
soil
know about
ash,
it already?
ash.
Tetanus is an acute infectious
Rusty
disease
tools.
caused by the spores of the bacterium. I don't know how to pronounce
Clostridium
that.
tetani.
Which is
Oh.
present in
Found
Everywhere.
in the environment, particularly in
so it's
soil,
not necessarily
ash.
rust.
Yeah, rust.
Okay,
That's
makes
just like
sense.
the-
Intestinal
Yeah.
tract species of animals and humans.
I wouldn't say misconception, but it's just
Oh.
like the easiest way
Yeah.
to remember
Like
it
the
in
easiest
school.
way to like get tetanus.
You have to
is from-
associate it is
yeah.
with rust.
Yeah. Anyways.
And that's a good way to scare your kids, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, be careful. You don't play in that area 'cause you might get tetanus.
And
That
my-
scared
I
me
remember.
back then. That's how I got a tetanus shot.
Yeah. When my kid grows up, I'm not gonna tell him to be careful. I'm gonna tell him don't be stupid. Don't
But that's
do
the easiest
dumbass
way
things.
to make other people be careful, right? If you scare them,
The threat.
especially kids,
Yeah.
threaten them.
The threat.
Mine
But
was like
sometimes-
I was in a photography shoot and then I was trying to get a low angle shot. So I was like down on the ground and then I cut my hand with like a broken glass.
Okay.
And I was like I didn't care. But weird thoughts came into my head when I got that.
You
I
got
said,
paranoid.
"Oh shit, was it really glass or was there like a random needle there
Yeah.
Yeah.
that somebody used for drugs or
Oh,
whatever?"
that's the worst.
And then I
That's more
started
scary.
getting
That's
That's the
anxious.
worst.
And then I go to my doctor and I told him, I got cut with this really big, huge glass on
Yeah.
outdoors. What should I get? Did you ever had tetanus shot before? I have no clue. Here, I think you don't have a record with me. Let's give you a
Yeah.
tetanus shot.
Even the pharmacies will have a record of I think you would know about this. Like there's one big network where they know of your medical
Yeah.
history, right? So
That's why, like, sometimes when my doctor calls me, because when I do blood work,
yeah.
and then when I call them and ask for my results, they say, "Oh, it takes a while." What are you talking about? I work in healthcare.
Mhm.
I know it's there already, and you don't have to check. It's in this website. It's a software, right?
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
like
I know it.
Yeah.
That's why it's always nice to tell to a doctor, a nurse that you have experience with healthcare. That's why, like, my
Because they
wife,
can bullshit you.
yeah, they can't
Yeah.
bullshit me, and there's like benefits.
Happy Canada Day, reaping the benefits of being in Canada.
Yes.
Right?
What's your favorite Canada Day moment?
Just having the day off. That's it.
Do you go to like the fireworks or the festivals, like block parties?
No.
No,
No. That's why when you were when
you're
you
not
were
really that excited when I
The-
proposed this
the
episode.
subtopic when you were saying the subtopic was like what's your favorite moment? I don't know.
Just chilling at home.
Yeah. That's like the big part.
Like even the
about it with
fireworks,
me.
you're not even looking forward to it.
No.
Are you excited to spend Canada Day with your family and
This is
also
your kid's
in the
first
future,
Canada
are you
Day.
excited to that's the thing. Are you excited to spend Canada Day with your kids and in the future Canada Days as
If
well?
that's the case, then I'm excited pretty much every month.
How come?
Because every month there's a holiday.
Mm. No, but
Yeah.
for
Just
kids,
like any day that I get to spend extra with my kid, I'm excited for that.
because I think, yeah, like thinking about it, if you have kids, it's a big celebration for kids. So if you're a parent,
Mhm.
you're gonna be looking forward to it because they do a lot of stuff that they
That's
only
for
do
kids.
on Canada Day only.
Mm.
So I think that's
I'm gonna
but
have to look into
yeah,
that.
we have to wait. We
Yeah.
have to wait until your kid gets a little
Yeah.
bit older.
Do you think it's just in stages in life where on how you celebrate holidays? Like Canada Day, right? When you're younger, you're partying, block parties, all that stuff, and as you get older, you spend it.
Yeah,
with
true.
your-
There are some holidays that I find fun before, but now that I'm a little bit older, it's not as fun.
Okay.
Like Canada Day.
Mhm.
Because before, I remember, I usually go to block parties. It starts after lunch, and then up to the next day, and then just partying, drinking, it's just celebration, right? There's so many things happening,
Mm-hmm.
and then now, the only thing that we usually do is just check out the park, wait for the fireworks,
Yeah.
eat some food truck, like
Wiener.
yeah, eat the foods in the food truck.
Wieners. I
Yeah.
guess if you wanna talk about it that way, um, Canada Day for me would symbolize pretty much summer.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not technically the start of the summer, but it's like the first festivity for summer.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what it means for me personally. That's why I wanted to talk more about like the like what Canada Day really pertains to compared to like the symbolism of it personally, because like me personally, it's just another holiday
It's
for me.
another day.
And I felt like for me it's more important to know the reason of Canada Day,
Mm.
because if we're gonna be talking about personal, like the personal reason for me, it's gonna be the same as any other holiday, which I feel like it shouldn't, because it's Canada Day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Anyways,
But
so-
actually, I've never watched fireworks at the Forks on Canada Day. It's always
Assiniboine Park, or the one close to our.
because
Okay.
it doesn't the Forks have like it's the go-to as always
Yeah,
for
they have-
celebrations, right?
Mhm.
I've only been to like let's say Cinnabon Park or
Or the
back
park
then.
besides our
Yeah.
like close to our place.
Mhm.
Just like you go to
Tyndall Park.
Tyndall Park,
Yes.
because like smaller parks, they have their own
Yeah.
fireworks show.
And it's the same with New Year's too. I've never
That's
went.
where your taxes go.
That's okay. I'm alright with that. If it's stuff like that, I'm
Mm.
okay.
Rather than going to a carbon tax.
I get you, but because Canada has positioned themselves to be the more compassionate country compared to the States. At least that's their press release, right?
Yeah.
And like one way to show that compassion is through universal health care. You might be paying more, but you're pretty much helping out your neighbors. In 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 a sense, you do better in life, and that's why you get charged more with taxes. That the press release is that, but it's hard to like burden yourself with it because you're a hardworking person. You're a hardworking citizen. But the press release of Canada is the promise of Canada is there's more compassion for everybody.
And plus,
Right.
like we help a lot of countries too, right? Refugees. So there's that's where our taxes are
Very
going,
much
helping.
regardless
Yeah,
of
but the beauty in that is we have a very good reputation if we go travel to a different place. If
Mhm.
they find out we're Canadians.
yes.
Is the Canadian dream slowly replacing the American dream?
I don't think so.
We never used
Yeah.
I
don't-
never heard anywhere like
the Filipinos Canadian dream is for a guy to have a white girl. That's the Canadian dream.
the pinkies.
The pinkies.
Nobody ever used the term Canadian
Hmm.
dream. Nobody marketed Canada as like the land of opportunity.
Like compared to how the like USA marketed
Yes.
the American dream,
Yep.
because it's like embedded in like movies, shows.
Yes.
Like they're more patriotic than Canadians, I think.
I wouldn't say so.
Or
Like
maybe
I've-
that's what they show in media and the movies.
like how they pertain to be, yes, they are more prevalent with showing their patriotism, but
Or they
Are
want to
more
be portrayed patriotic like everyone else if someone's watching.
they're just more outward with their displays of patriotism. I have this coworkers, like older ones, where they are so pissed when they are compared to Americans.
Americans, yeah.
Especially for outsiders, where me admittedly growing up, I never thought that Canada was its own country. Growing up, I thought Canada
It's a
was
city.
part of the States.
Oh, okay.
And then getting older, like I've heard this notion of Canada is the USA's little gay brother. Cause for whatever reason, I get that.
Do you have coworkers that actually go to Superstore more than Walmart, or they don't
Ah.
actually go to Walmart because they don't wanna what's
They
the
wanna
word?
support
Yeah, they
local.
want to support local. They want to support Canadian companies.
Yes. No, but I've heard of that sentiment.
Cause I do met a lot of people that don't know, especially in Seven Oaks, right? Because like Walmart is beside the hospital,
They don't want to go there.
and then it's funny, like, oh, why don't you want to go to Walmart? It's just like a few steps.
yeah.
They would rather go to Superstore and buy their shit because like it's Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
So talking about that, like what for yourself, how can you like in little things like that, do you can you think of something that makes you patriotic in being Canadian?
The one to assimilate, pretty much. I feel like that way I get to contribute to keeping their culture. Me
Okay.
having the empathy for them, like you, there's older people who have gripes about people who move here and then they try to overtake their culture.
Yeah.
The patience to like listen to conservative older dudes when they rant about immigrants, especially when they're talking to an
To an
immigrant.
immigrant.
Yeah.
But they're talking to a different group of people, of a different group of immigrants.
Yes. I would be one of those perceived racists. They would call me one of the good ones.
Okay.
Cause I try to listen to them.
Yeah.
Cause I know there's annoying things about us immigrants, not pertaining to like not specifically Filipinos, but
Yeah.
immigrants in general, where I get their point
Yeah,
that
our toxic traits.
they have their culture that they wanna keep.
Yeah.
Like just imagine them growing up, and it was homogenous, right? And then their descendants are gonna grow up in a country where it's not just them anymore.
There's a bunch of different people.
I mean, sorry, that's what's happening
Yeah.
right now, but I kind of feel for them. Cause we're like, that's why I try hard at work, just to show them that
You're trying. You're
I'm
trying.
contributing to this country, and everybody who chips in, you have the right to be here, which is
Yeah.
their point. I listening sometimes. They're sometimes misguided too. Like anything that's not them, they feel like they're chipping away at what they've contributed. Like what you've been feeling earlier, I've been hearing that gripe from older
From
people. From
I'm
them.
getting old.
No, you're getting white.
Yeah.
But I get that you've put in the work. You you have contributed this amount, and then you feel like you're being shortchanged
Yeah.
with what's happening right now. So I kind of feel that. So I feel like that's how I try to contribute. Like listening to the past generation that has like helped maintain what Canada is now. So
Are they complaining because they're either marrying a Filipino/Filipina?
well,
that
that's
right?
on them. We
I
don't
think
know what you're getting into.
I think them marrying a Filipina or Filipino, I think that's good for the general public. So that way they'll have a deeper understanding of
Mhm.
what the the immigrants, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be Filipina
Yeah.
or having a blended family,
Mm-hmm.
because that way they'll have a deeper understanding of how an immigrant had his or her past life in their previous country.
Yeah, maybe they
Because
can
you can talk to your coworker, right? But they're not really gonna be telling you the other stuff, like the private the private
yeah.
stuff about your country, like the secrets of
Mhm.
your countries. Because like me, when I talk to others, of course I'm gonna tell them the beautiful things about Philippines,
Mhm.
unless they ask me about the corruption or the traffic, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, I would tell them, okay, like we have nice beaches, it's white sandy beaches. We have
So far, I haven't met um somebody who has that side of their store, or that same feeling, I guess. Have
Same
the
feeling
of
of
what you were saying, right? Like they, having to.
have you worked with a lot of
I am.
older Canadians?
What I'm getting to is, most of them would say, yeah, I'm actually proud to have, let's say, Polish roots or Ukrainian roots or all that stuff, right? They never. Well, I guess of course they it's a
I
one-on-one
I think
that's
it's
conversation.
the
also because
thing.
of where you work. You worked in IT. They're younger, hip.
Not even
That
in
like
IT.
that's
I used to work in
That's the
random
thing.
jobs before as
That's
well,
like
right?
older. That's like an older generation, but they're still immigrants. You've got to talk to like older, born and raised
yeah,
Canadians. Because the ones that I've gotten to talk to are older, born and raised
like
Canadians.
40s to 50s.
They might have been like immigrants, but they're like third generation immigrants already. Whereas it was their ancestors who was here first. But them, they
Probably
were
they're
born and
probably
raised,
already old, and then
moved here. Pretty much
move
like
here.
our parents. Like they uprooted themselves old, moved here old, and then
They still have experience from what life is back home,
like their
where they came
identity is
from.
still their roots. Whereas like compared to Canadians born and raised, they're gonna have the gripes
We're like
of the change about the changes that's been happening.
we're like with one big hot pot.
You know what? Like that's the good thing here in Canada. I think this is one of the easiest countries to assimilate with without the judgment is not as bad compared to other countries. As Filipinos, like me talking about my Filipino roots, I think it's
Mhm.
an easy.
They welcome it.
Yeah, they welcome it. They're very accommodating here.
That they promote well, cause Canada promotes multiculturalism.
Yeah.
Well, how about you? How do you try to be patriotic to Canada?
Canada,
Pay
I
your
pay my taxes.
taxes.
Your taxes.
That's bare minimum.
You know what? I pay I pay my those provincial parks. I was talking to someone before because I remember when I was just new here in Canada.
Yeah.
I tried to not pay those provincial parks. If I can save some money, I will. Like I'm gonna be like I try to do some stuff. But now, because like for example, like if you
Yeah.
wanna buy those provincial parks, you're allowed to have two plate numbers to be on that pass.
Okay.
Then some of my friends are saying, "Oh, like why did you use both of your license plate?" Well, I have two vehicles, right?
Yeah.
So if ever I'm gonna be using the other one, so like they're gonna start telling me like, "Oh,
You
well,
could
you
have
could have
lent it to
yeah,
me.
you could have split it, for example, to your brother,
Yeah.
so that way you'll have two vehicles but different household." But me like, you know what? I'm at the stage that we need money to take care of our parks, our
Yeah.
surroundings, our
Is that what it is? I never paid attention to that secondary license plate because I
yeah.
bought an annual pass and I don't know what that is. But I was in a rush too as well, so I just put in one license.
Yeah.
Can you change that?
Yeah, you can have an you can have an optional license plate.
No, I mean like if since you've already paid, now can you like add
I
a
don't know.
secondary one?
Yeah,
Drats.
maybe you can. I'm not
Mistakes were
sure.
made.
But yeah, a lot of people are what they've been doing is using someone else's license plate and then split the cost in half so that they'll save money. I think that's one of
It's a loophole.
yeah, it's a loophole, right?
Yes.
But now I don't really care because I want people to take care of the parks.
Yeah.
Because I go there, even though I don't go there every weekend.
That's how you contribute.
Like
to
before,
it.
I feel bad that I only go to the parks like maybe 5 times or 6 times a year.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a waste of money. But now, like, so what? Yeah. So
Yeah.
what if I only go there like once the whole year? There's a lot of words that they only use in Canadians. Like they only use as a Canadian.
Like
Like if took.
toque, okay.
So
We talk-
I used to know it as a bonnet.
Yeah,
Yeah, bonnet,
or
right?
Hat.
Or a hat.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
took.
And and
Ah.
it's,
Balaclava.
it's actually the more popular term nowadays too.
Nowadays, but
Even
before,
outside of
no.
Before,
Canada?
no. Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Because before, when I first heard of it, like, hey, what's a took?
Balaclava, think of somewhere that it would be applicable to use it. Would they be using the term too?
Hey, what do
The
you
term
mean?
balaclava, like say Russia or
Yeah.
Siberia or whatever.
Oh, that I don't know.
Because
If there-
I mean, like say Texas, they wouldn't know of the term
yeah,
balaclava
but they don't need
because
it.
they don't need it.
Yeah.
If the case is if like somewhere outside of Canada that's gonna be applicable to wear those, are they gonna be using the same term
same term,
balaclava
yeah.
too?
How about duotang?
What's that? That I don't know.
Hey, do you know what a duotang is?
I don't want to be that guy.
It's
but
an
I think I
envelope.
know.
Okay.
That open up like
yeah,
that.
duotang.
Just like that. I think that's a Canadian word.
Mm,
Or maybe I don't know.
Canadian slang,
A Canadian slang.
maybe.
What do Canadians call a folder? A duotang. Because the first time I've heard of that, like, because it sounds unique and fancy, like a duotang,
I thought
like
you
an
were-
orangutan.
I thought you were gonna say it sounded dirty.
Yes, it is actually Canadian.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day. There's what else? What else?
Everybody come and play.
Well, how about you guys? What are you gonna be doing in this in Canada,
Canada
Day?
Day?
Canada Day weekend? There you go.
Oh, now I feel bad because I'm not gonna be here in Canada for
Nah.
Canada Day.
You'll be in the Canadian overlords land.
Yeah,
The first.
the first.
The first.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
visit them.
The francophones
Francophones.
and the anglophones. That's what it is, right?
How about
upper
you?
and
What are you
lower.
gonna be doing on Canada Day?
Mm,
It falls on a Monday, so it's a long weekend for you.
yeah. Well, regardless. I mean, it's a holiday, so.
But it's perfect because sometimes it falls on in the middle of the week. Which
That I
sucks.
haven't experienced it because for the longest time I've worked in a 24/7
24/7.
operation job.
Oh, okay.
So I always get in lieu.
Okay.
So it didn't really matter to me. And then the last two fell on a Sunday, and then this year is gonna be on a Monday, so
Yeah.
it's always gonna be connected.
So next year maybe on the
maybe
middle of
that's
the week.
I don't know how they do it. My boss forgot how they do it. If
Yeah.
it falls on a middle of the week, so I can't really say. I forgot actually that it's gonna be July 1 already.
It's fast, right? Like this year. Do you
Second
think it-
half of the year already.
Yeah.
Just
Do
look
you
at
think
that.
it contributed to you having your kid? That like everything's going so fast
Mm,
because you have something that
Maybe.
you're monitoring because you're monitoring your kid, right?
maybe.
Because like
Like,
there's
he's 10
stages,
months
right?
old already. 10 months old already. I can't really say. Maybe because there's like milestone. It might feel faster when you look back at it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really feel faster when you're going through it. It's like you're going day by day. You just want to finish the 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
It's still the same. It's still the same like exhaustion or whatever, like day to day. But if you start looking back, that's when you feel like it's been like this amount of months passed already. That's how I feel like it gets faster.
Have you heard of other people saying that in Canada it's faster than being anywhere else? Because that's what I feel when I'm on a vacation. It feels
Mhm.
like everything's slow. If I go back home in the Philippines, it feels like it's very slow. And I even talked to a lot of people that just immigrated here or they're tourists, and they're gonna be saying that how come the day goes by here so fast? Like that feeling.
I feel like it's slower here compared to the life I've lived in the Philippines.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because I get to fit a lot more things in a day
in the
becau-
Philippines.
here.
Here?
Because
Yeah.
like majority of what's gonna not majority, but like a big chunk of what's gonna consume my day in the Philippines is travel.
Oh.
Compared here, 10 to 30 minutes I will be at home already. And then I can allocate it to some other stuff.
That's true that you get to, well, from what you're talking about, you get to do more stuff here
Yeah.
in Canada. But what I'm saying is, don't you feel that it's faster here? Like the pace of everything, it's like time flies faster here. For example, like you'll be surprised that, oh, it's Friday already. I get that you can do more stuff here in a day, but it's just like now it's July. We're talking about it. Like, oh, it's half of the year already. Like something like that. Even before you having your kid.
I
Just-
don't feel like it's a geographical thing. I think it's an age thing.
Each thing.
Yeah. For me, at least. Where I feel like it's slower because you get to squeeze in more things in a day. But
Yeah.
then when you look back, just like earlier, when you're looking back at milestones, like say in my kid's life, it feels faster. But going through it, it doesn't feel that fast.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same doing it in like getting through the day because you get to do more. And then when you look back at it, oh, this day has been passed already.
Yeah.
So that's why relatively I wouldn't say it's faster. But if you try to look at what you have done,
Yeah, you get to
you
do
feel
more
like it's
shit here.
faster
Yeah.
because you were
Yeah, you're
busy
busy.
during the day, and then you're gonna feel like it
Yeah, I'm
went
always curious
by
with that.
faster.
Have you guys ever made a Canadian bucket list yet, though?
I have one that I always talk about
Yeah.
because I want to get an RV so that I can travel whole Canada or maybe whole North America.
What's your
Canadian
if you're gonna
bucket
do
list?
that, what's
Like,
The
where am
fir-
I gonna start?
or probably what
origin?
would be the most you think is your most the one that you're looking forward to the most?
Atlantic. I want to go to the Atlantics. I was
Like,
really planning to go to the Atlantics this
Halifax?
summer.
Is that Halifax?
Halifax, PEI, New Brunswick, like those cities.
Can you even drive? Well, I guess you can take the ferries.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
take the ferry. But
and then
there's
you're
a lot
gonna
of
board
scenic-
your
Yeah.
RV on the ferry.
I can probably park it somewhere and then
Like-
just go back there. But there's a lot of
okay.
scenic routes in Atlantics.
Okay.
The highway where you can overlook the ocean. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
I've checked my Canadian bucket list already. It's complete. I had it even before I got here.
What
The
is it?
Canadian bucket list. Try poutine.
Oh. Have you tried poutine in Montreal?
I guess that's the escalation of my bucket list. I've heard
Am I
good
correct?
things
Is it
about
Montreal? Oh no, yeah, I think so.
I
Because
think
we went
so.
to
I
the.
know Quebec.
Yeah, we went
I don't
to
know
the
which
rest-
specific
I think
city.
Montreal.
Okay.
Because I think we went to the restaurant that first served the poutine. Can't remember the name.
Okay.
And their bagel too. There's this place in Montreal. They make a fresh bagel.
Mhm.
Fuck, it's so good, man. They have a bunch of. Is it Quebec?
Says Quebec.
I'm leaning towards experiencing Quebec more than Ontario or BC.
BC. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never been to Quebec too.
Widespread claim from inventing poutine comes from the small dairy farming town of Warwick,
Oh,
Quebec.
okay. So maybe the one that I'm talking about is one of the most famous
Maybe.
restaurants in Canada.
Poutine and fries is sort of like the food I keep craving the most recently. I don't know why.
Fucking the poutine from Costco, man. It's
For
really
me,
good.
that's the best.
Yeah.
That's my go.
I just buy the fries and then order gravy on the side. It's more cheaper.
Oh, that's not poutine.
No.
That's not
That's
poutine.
fries with gravy.
Yeah.
I don't like their curds though.
Then you
Really?
don't like
Cheese
poutine
curds.
then.
I like
No,
their-
in Costco. I don't like their cheese curds.
It's
For some
good.
It's
reason.
Squeakers though. Like the brand, you can get it from a grocery.
Is
Just
that-
too
is that
much
the-
work. I've done
Yeah.
that before. I did my own gravy. It's better, and then you get more serving, but it's too
Oh, I
much
thought you
work.
were talking about the cheese
And then the cheese
What's
curds
the-
too. Squeakers.
squeakers.
Yeah.
Like,
Or
just-
they might have their own, but it's pretty much the same.
and they have it there
Because
too.
cheese curds are cheese curds. It's just milk dried
They
up.
melt them.
Or no,
Ah.
curded up. It's just milk curded up.
I don't know.
If
That's just
if
me.
you put something else on it, it's not cheese
It's not-
curds
yeah.
anymore.
Does it
That's a
has to?
different
Does it have
process.
to be cheese curds? Can it just be like I don't know,
Like grated cheese?
Like
Like Tex-Mex
as long
grated
as it
cheese?
has-
No.
you know,
as long as it
No.
has
it's-
cheese.
That's gonna be like
different.
nachos.
Yeah,
Nachos.
it's different.
It's like you made like fries and like a nacho fries.
Fries
maybe.
with cheese.
I wonder
That's
what,
what it is.
I wonder what kind of cheese they use for.
Like
cheese
I've
curds.
seen poutine purists, they feel like anything else other than gravy, cheese, and fries is a bastardization of poutine.
Is that like the
Yes.
version of like Italians
I guess
getting mad
yeah.
at cooking pasta or pizza
Yeah.
the wrong way?
Like putting. Is it bad for? Yeah, that's the Italians dislike it when they see people putting hot sauce in their pizza.
I've
I
heard.
think,
I've heard
yeah.
Italians are very.
distinct.
No, they're very. I don't want. I don't want to use the word patriotic, but they're very. Like that
Distinct.
on things that they.
They're distinct on their things.
Yeah, the things that they invented.
Yes. Anyways, so
Baby
again,
cheddar.
July 1st, happy Confederation Day. Happy
Happy
Dominion Day.
Dominion Day. Happy D-Day.
Dominion expansion.
D-Day.
Ryoichi Tenkai. Happy Canada Day, guys.
Happy Canada Day, everyone. Make sure to have fun in this very festive day. Go watch some fireworks
Yep.
Go for a long
or wait for
drive.
Diwali.
Happy Canada Day from your boys. You
Go-
got OCP working his magic. You got Edmund here.
You got me 2X.
And this is the
Twice
Twice the
D
D podcast. Happy Canada Day.
July 1st, guys. Mark your calendar.
That's the fireworks.
Oh, that's different.